I'm meteorologist Kat Campbell, joined by NASA Ambassador Tony Rice. And Tony, it's been a big month in our universe. We had the Northern Lights, we had the comet that was visible planets, and a meteor shower. Now we're coming up on Halloween, and we have something spooky to talk about. So there are talks of what's being called a zombie star. Can you explain how this could be coming back to life?
So it's actually two stars. It's a pair of stars. One is a red giant, and that's a star that's near the end of its life, and it's grown really, really big. Our own sun will be there in about 5 billion years, so you don't have to worry. But its companion star is a long dead one. It's called a white dwarf. It's really, really dense, and that white dwarf, about every 80 years, explodes. What happens is it's drawing off all that stellar material over that time. That just builds up until it's too much, and then it's going to explode into what looks like a new star in the sky for a couple of days.
So what happens with this? After a couple of days, you get this big explosion. What happens next?
It goes back and the cycle starts again. So this is called a nova, and there's two types of events here. You might have heard of a supernova. That completely destroys the star. But in a nova, it just ejects off all that material that's built up, causes that brightening of the star temporarily, visible for just a couple of days, and then goes right back and starts the process over again. So 80 years from now, it'll be seen again in the sky.
So we're going to get this explosion, the star briefly coming back to life for a bit, and that's why it's getting that zombie name. How can you see this? I assume this is not going to be something visible to the naked eye. Can folks with the telescope see it?
We actually think it will be visible to the naked eye.
Oh, wow.
And this chart here kind of gives you an idea of where it's going to be. We're calling it TCRB. It's near the Corona Borealis, which is a smaller constellation. If you look between the bright stars Vega and Arcturus, which should pop out for you, they're in the western horizon after sunset, you'll be able to spot it about halfway in between. We don't know exactly when this is going to happen. It could happen tonight, it could happen in a couple of weeks, it could happen in a couple of months, but all the indications, the way it's been behaving, comparing to the last time this happened, back in the 1940s, we think it's going to be happening pretty soon.
That means we could see the zombie star explosion right around Halloween, potentially?
Maybe, potentially. I'll be sure to let you know, and we'll have something on WRAL.com about it.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing it. So, really quick summary here. Can you explain for us one last time before I let you go?
Sure.
Zombie star.
Zombie star. Actually, two stars. A red giant that is in the latter parts of its life, and a long dead star that's right next to it. Very dense star. Called a white dwarf, and it's been drawing stellar material off of its companion for about the past 80 years, and at some point it just builds up to the point where it can't take on anymore. It explodes, and that star that we haven't been able to see in our sky for so very long, for decades, is going to become visible. It's going to brighten to the point where we'll be able to see it about halfway between Vega and Arcturus in the evening sky. We don't know when it's going to happen. It might happen tonight, might happen in a couple of weeks, but we'll let you know on WRAL.com.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Hopefully we'll get to see it here pretty soon. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be on the lookout in the western sky whenever I'm outside this week. Thanks, Tony.